Potential is unlimited. Hi, my name is Fong Chuang. Welcome to the debut episode of the Peak Potential Success Show. I'm an entrepreneur, a real estate investor, a business strategist, a speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day I get the opportunity to help others unlock the potential and guide them to succeed. Every single day I see people who are not discovering their true potential. They're not realizing what they're able to achieve. They're not realizing what they're able to do. They're not taking the action. And every single day, we just need that extra little push. We may or may not just need that extra little perspective from somebody else to guide us along, to get us to take action. Whether it's to jump into real estate or jump into a new business venture or just go up on stage and start speaking, writing a book, or just simply breaking out of your comfort zone and trying something new, learning something new. And sometimes all we really need is that extra little push. And that's why I created this show, the Peak Potential Success Show. And that's so that every single week we'll jump into different topics, we'll jump into different interviews, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to help you reach your peak potential, maintain that peak potential, and then reach a new potential that you will never ever dream of, and just reach different successes. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, throughout the course of these shows, we're gonna be doing a lot of different strategies. We're gonna look at different topics. How do you face adversity head on? How do you overcome challenges? How do you strategically position yourself to build stronger relationships? How do you jump out there and try real estate or do or authoring a book or whatever it is to increase your ability to connect better, to increase your exposure, to increase your ability to become more successful and just becoming a better, stronger mindset. And that's all we're going to be doing throughout the courses of these shows. Now, we also have some great interviews coming up in the next following weeks, and anything from real estate to business to sports to wellness, all that stuff is going to come in. In fact, I have some great interviews lined up already. I'm very excited because these guys are amazing. These girls are amazing as well. They're all powerhouses. They're all very, very successful, and they're all very excited to share their knowledge, their wisdom with each and every single one of you. Now, the Peak Potential Show will be every single Wednesday, and we're going to keep on doing that throughout the course of the year. But on top of that, on every single Monday, I'm going to be putting up the Make More Mind Bites that I've started a couple of years ago on YouTube. So we're going to have one of those on there every single week as well. So those are 1 or 2 minutes of quick little tidbits to get your mind started well in the day, and it's going to be a lot of great content as well. So I'm very, very excited to be sharing this all with you. I'm very, very excited to connecting with you on Millionaire Flicks, and it's going to be a great time. Now, my topic today is potential is unlimited. And during this time of hardship, during this time of the lockdown, people are just all at home. They're being forced to go home because of their jobs. They're being let go. They're being able to their businesses are closing down, schools are closing down, and the economy is just really taking a big hit. Now, a lot of people are just sitting there waiting. They're waiting for the things to become normal again. They're waiting for somebody to come out them and help. They're waiting for something to just change so that everything can become normal once again. Now, unfortunately, there's not going to be normal. The normal is not going to be the same as it was before, and even if it was normal, it will be it's going to be a long time from now. So what we really need to do to get out of all this, to be ahead, or even just start off from where we left off, we have to make one big decision. And that decision is make a decision to change now, to make that decision to grow now, because this is a time where you can build up on that skill set. This is the time that we are able to implement new ideas and new knowledge so that we can come out even stronger and better than before. And as you have new skill sets and new knowledge, new connections, you will be able to discover a brand new potential that you never even dreamed of. And that's the whole key of building skill sets, because you need to reach new and newer and higher potentials that you've never even dreamed of. Now, the thing is, your potential is always growing, and your potential is limitless. The more you grow, the higher and greater your peak potential is. Now just think back to when you were in school, or when you got your first job, or even though when you start your very first business. You saw a certain potential in you. Your coaches, your mentors, your teachers, your parents saw a certain potential in you. But that potential changes when life happens. When you face adversity, when you face different challenges, you gain new skill set, you build different relationships, you meet different people. Your potential changes even more. Sooner rather than later, you'll start seeing that your coaches will also see that your potential is a little higher because of your new skill sets or your new connections. And the more challenges that you face, the more skill sets that you build, the more that you grow, you will find that your potential becomes higher and even higher. Now, just a quick little backstory about myself. From a very early stage, my potential that lots of people tell me was that I will be successful in my studies, I will find a good job, and I'll be successful in that. It's very vague, and it's a potential that I believe I've lived up to. And as I progressed, I became an engineer. So from that standpoint on, my new potential was to become a senior engineer. And as years and years go by, I was progressing very well to becoming that senior engineer potential until the 2008 downturn came, and that kind of stunted everything because I was giving notice. I was told that, oh, because of the economy, they had to downsize, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. So that's when I decided to make a change. I decided to make a decision to do something different so that if this ever happens again, I'll be more prepared. So I made the decision to learn something new. Made the decision to add a new skill set, and that's when I jumped into real estate. From there on, I bought a few properties. I've managed it over, let's say, 30, 40 different units, and then I also have a coach. My coach then challenged me to write a few books. I'm now a best-selling author of 2 books. I have a series of 5 books, and new skill sets came in. Then my next potential was to start coaching other people, to start going up on stage and speaking. So then I start building up that skill set, my coaching ability, my speaking ability. And as I grow more and more and more, and as I build more and more skill sets into my repertoire, then I'm able to have a new peak potential. A potential that's able to go out there and inspire more people, motivate more people, help people reach their potentials, help people discover what they're able to do and what they're able to be successful in. And even though if we go back into engineering, I'm able to apply all that skill set into my engineering role and become a better leader, become a better supervisor, become a better team player, because I'm able to connect my ability to connect better and communicate better from a real estate side into my lead side as an engineer role. So anytime you're able to build new skill set is anytime you're able to build yourself personally in business or in your industry, whatever it is, it gives you more versatility. The more skills you have, the more versatile you become. So it just becomes limitless. Now, I'm going to ask you a question right now. If you knew that you had a test 3-4 weeks from now, would you not study? Would you not go out there and start thinking about, okay, what do I need to do to prepare for this test? Now, if I told you, and if you could think back to when you haven't driven yet, you knew that eventually in your future you're going to have to drive. So you knew you had to prepare for some driving lessons, some driving tests, and some practice time to become able to drive in the future. Think back to summer holidays when you were in school. Did you not think about maybe signing up for another course so that once school starts again, you're going to be more prepared? Well, this is that time. This is that summer holiday time right now. This is the test that you're studying for. Once this whole thing opens up again, once everybody's out of lockdown, that is the test. You need to prepare for that. You need to build those skill sets. You need to start learning. You need to start implementing and taking action right now so that you can be more prepared when everything opens up. And this is the time to do so. Now, once we say to learn new skills, most people instantly think about a skill set to complement what their current expertise is. So using an engineer as an example, because I have experience in that, once you go, let's build up on a new skill set, most engineers will think, I'm an engineer, I'm going to start learning more about finite element analysis. I'm going to learn more about torsional analysis. I'm going to learn more about foundation analysis and all that kind of stuff. So they're going to be more specialized. They're going to be more efficient. They're going to be more of an expertise in those segments to allow them to become an even better engineer. Now, what if the entire industry of engineering goes down, then all that time you spent building those skill sets are for naught. All that time that you spent on building those skill sets to expand your ability to become a better engineer is no longer relevant because the whole industry of engineering is gone. So instead of just learning about a skill set that complements your current expertise, you might want to think about learning a skill set that complements your current expertise that has nothing to do with your current expertise. And what I mean by that is something from a different industry. Now, as an engineer, if you were an engineer and you're going to learn a different skill set, maybe learn about speaking. Maybe learn about branding and marketing, maybe learning about business, so that if you really needed to, you could jump into a different new industry where it's still thriving. You have more options. You're gonna be able to learn to speak properly. You're gonna be able to learn how to sell properly. You're gonna be able to help other people to brand their businesses and all that great stuff because now it's a brand new skill set that's outside of your current industry and you're able to build on that. Now, if you really wanted to, you could apply all this skill set back into this skill set as well, into this industry, and make you even more versatile, even more valuable because you're thinking different than all the other engineers. You're thinking differently because you have a business mindset as well, making you a better lead, making you a better person to connect with vendors and clients, making you a better supervisor, all that great stuff because you have two types of skill sets that you can merge together. Now, a third thing that you can start working on from a skill set perspective is something that has nothing to do with any industry that you want to work on. It's more of a for fun basis. But even though if it's just for fun, you'll be surprised as to how much more it adds to you personally and how much more you can actually apply that into your two industries or your main industry if you really wanted to. And what I'm saying is, let's say if you're an engineer, you start learning about a second language, or you start learning about music, you start learning about baking, whatever it is that's more fun and relaxing for you, you can learn those things too, because guess what? It opens you up into connecting with different people in different industries. Once you're learning a second language, wouldn't you say you're gonna be able to connect with people in engineering who has that language as their first language? Wouldn't you say that if you are in business, you're able to connect better with other people who are speaking in that different language? You're going to be able to expand your ability to connect with different people. And that's when it comes down to business, when it comes down to success, it has to do with relationships and building strong relationships. So being able to connect with a wider net, jumping into the music industry, jumping into the baking area, jumping into different languages, you're opening up yourself to so many more connections that you never even dreamed of if you just focus only on that one industry, that one expertise that you've been spending all your time on. So even though if you believe that it's just for entertainment and just for fun, you'll be amazed at how much more connections, how many more opportunities it opens up for you. So it's always good to learn about something else in the for fun area as well, if that's the case for you. Now, the fourth thing and the bonus thing that you might want to consider is changing your weaknesses into your strengths. So what I mean by that is, let's say if you're an engineer and your weakness is writing reports, then once you work on your report writing, then wouldn't you say that you're even a better engineer coming out of this because now you could do report writing and engineering work at the same time. If you were a business owner and your weakness was marketing and branding, maybe this is the time to work on those weaknesses, changing them into your strengths so that you could utilize those skill sets to become a better business owner. At the very least, now that you have a background knowledge on those items, when you hire somebody to work on your branding and your marketing, you have a knowledge as to how to communicate better and your tasks better to that person who you hire to work on your branding and marketing. You also have a good understanding as to what you're actually looking for and how they need to do their jobs. And you will also understand whether or not they are doing their job well or not. So, changing your weaknesses into your strength is also very, very important in order to become a better success in what your industry is, or even though if it's not in your industry, and it's always very, very beneficial. So hopefully you will see that this is a great time to start expanding your skill set. Skill set diversification is very, very important for you to start increasing your potential. Start increasing your peak potential so you can move up to higher and higher successes and achievements. This is a time to add more knowledge. This is the time to change your weaknesses into your strengths. This is the time to really implement and take action and be hands-on on things that you've never dreamed of, so that when everything lifts off, you are even stronger for it. Now, to get things rolling, to get you started, I want you to write down 4 things. And these are 4 things that you want to work on during this period of time of, let's say, 2, 3, 4 months right now. The very first thing I want you to write down is one skill set that you want to work on that is a complement to your current expertise. So for instance, if you are a speaker, you might want to write down working on a way to better engage with your audience. And that will be a complement to what you're doing already. Now, the second thing I want you to write down is a new skill set that has something to do with a different industry. So for instance, if you are a speaker, maybe learn more about the business side of being a speaker. How do you do marketing and branding so you are able to promote yourself better? By adding that skill set into your current industry, into your current role as a speaker, you'll be more stronger and even more effective than before. So that's the second thing I want you to write on, and that is, again, a skill set that's outside your current expertise that you can work on and learn. The third thing I want you to work on is, what is something that you want to learn for fun? Is it a second language? Is it an instrument? Is it is it baking? Whatever it is that you feel that you will be able to have fun learning and be able to connect with different people in those fields and in those activities. So that's the third thing I want you to write on. Something that will make you want to learn, that you will be having fun in. And the fourth thing I wanted you to write down is an item that is your weakness right now that you can change into your strength. So if you're a speaker and your weakness is in, let's say, coming up with strong introductions or strong conclusions, change those weaknesses into your strengths. Become a really, really good introduction person or a very, very good closer, and therefore that weakness becomes your strength, and you're able to deliver your message even better and even more effective. So those are the 4 things. Let me repeat them again. 4 things I want you to write down is, number 1, one thing that you are going to be working on that is complement to what your current expertise is. Number 2, a thing that you can build on a skill set that's outside of your current expertise. Number 3, something that's you can learn that's going to be for fun, relaxing for you, but you're going to be able to connect with different people. And number 4, what is a weakness that you have right now that you can change into your strength. So that is all for today's episode of the Peak Potential Show on Potential is Unlimited. Remember to always mind feed, to always build on your skill sets, and you're going to be able to reach different potentials that you've never even dreamed of. So until next time, this is the Peak Potential Show. My name is Fong Chua, and remember, today is the day to unlock your peak potential. I'll talk to you next time.